Watch Dogs Legion is competing with one of the biggest open world games ever being created, Cyberpunk 2077. One portion of Legion that had myself concerned were the NPCs and how they would interact within the world and the player. Luckily, this has been answered. Now guys, I do stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, so if you want to chat about Legion or any other game, you can find me there. So the Watch Dogs Legion's Twitter has been putting out some really great info recently, and Clint Hawking did a little segment about how the player's actions within the game will affect the NPCs around them. And this was something I was questioning about the game. Personally, I wanted to know if the NPCs were just mindless zombies walking around for players to use, or if they were something more. And I'm happy to report that they are indeed way more than just zombies. According to the Twitter video, Hawking confirms that NPCs actually have real relationships with other NPCs, and they will react to what players do in-game. This is amazing news, and it will add the necessary depth that Legion is going to need to compete with these other games coming out this fall. The example that Hawking gives is that say you're looking for a character you want, but he or she doesn't like DedSec, which means you won't be able to recruit them. But sometime later, you save an older lady from Albion, and she happens to be that character's mother. And the character you were looking at to recruit will now like you and be happy to join DedSec. This example shows that characters within Legion will have their own friends and families they care about, and will make Legion feel way more realistic. Players will be able to seek out specific characters to change their opinion on DedSec to recruit them. It's unclear whether or not players will be able to track a certain person in the game, or if it'll just be luck if you happen to run across one. I feel like there has to be a way to track, because there's no way you would just happen to walk across some character's mom getting attacked by Albion. So on this point, we'll have to wait and see what Ubisoft says about it. Hawking continued by explaining that not just specifically interacting with NPCs will change their attitude towards you, but you can also indirectly affect a vast majority of characters with your actions. Crazily driving around is definitely going to get people angry at you and DedSec, and push them more to the side of Albion. This is one example Hawking uses, as well as shooting random people in the street when you're in a shootout, or doing anything that would really just hurt society. So if you do act in this bad manner, the NPCs around you will turn on you. And Hawking added more details about how deep the system actually goes. If you get people to hate you enough, they will join Albion and become antagonists, or even enemies of yours, and try and seek out your other operatives. They will then capture them and force you to go save them. So you might want to think twice before randomly running over that pedestrian in the middle of the road. It could come back and bite you. This relationship system is going to be fantastic, but it could provide some drawbacks. I mean, if you like playing like an absolute crazy person, then the system really isn't going to benefit you, since the entire city might turn on you and hate you. So potentially this gameplay mechanic could be hindering some people who like to play more attack-minded. But I mean, we don't know how much it'll take for someone to actually hate you, so it might not be that bad. This is just one little concern I could see with this relationship system, but there are way more positives from it than negatives. I mean, how cool is it that people have their own families they care about and react to what happens in the game? It'll make people feel way more important within the game than just another recruit. And I can't wait to see how in-depth it is in-game. There could be spiderwebs and spiderwebs of how characters are connected. Ubisoft is continually releasing great information about Legion. The addition of the relationship mechanic is going to add a lot of depth and, more importantly, choices. It will make players have to think about how they're going about playing as well. Players won't be able to just drive in like maniacs and slaughter the crowds. I mean, you could, but that could ruin your chances of getting a legendary recruit. Unless at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to you. Ubisoft keeps raising my hype for Legion every week. And how do you guys feel about this relationship system? Are you hyped about it, or do you not really care? Let me know down below. Remember to sub to the channel so you don't miss out on any Legion info, and stick around for some videos coming up. And until next time, peace.